I just finished Donkey Kong Bananza on Switch 2 and wow, it was so good. The levels are fun, the enemies are cool, and the bosses, they're pretty neat. So what do you say? Let's rank those bosses from the worst to the best. Let's go! The first boss we will encounter in DK Bananza has been built by Grumpy Kong and it's called Peekabruiser. This squid-looking Splatoon-inspired boss is composed of dozens of little sticky squid-like enemies, and they combine to create this monstrosity here. Thankfully, defeating it ain't too difficult. As you fight this boss right after learning your first Bananza transformation, well, you'll want to use it to destroy the concrete that protects the boss's core. Inside of this cube-shaped enemy, you'll see a heart, and once you break enough parts of the boss, you'll get to hit that heart, and once it's completely exposed, keep punching it to defeat the boss. It's very easy and not that interesting, but still kind of fun. Right before we get to leave the canyon layer, we have one final boss to defeat, and this one is pretty disappointing. Introducing Stompin' Clumper, a bigger version of those enemies that try to crush you under their weight. This one will do exactly that, but to be honest, it's way too slow to provide a fair fight. It's like way too easy to go around him and then start punching his protection away. After we remove 50% of his health, he will grow again, but this time he'll have stronger protection. Sadly for him, I have my DK Bananza transformation, and with it, it's super simple to punch the crap out of all of this. And there we go, the dude's a goner. In this next fight, we'll have to battle it out against the lovely Puppy Kong. In this first fight, she will use a perfume that will turn her invisible. But thankfully, the battle arena is full of snow, so you can kinda see where she's moving. Eventually, she will get dizzy and will stop moving so fast, leaving us an opportunity to give her the DK punch. If your timing is right, you can also stop her while she's invisible with a well-placed punch as well. The fight is kinda short, but kinda fun. In the depth of the canyon layer, we will find Grumpy Kong. This time, however, he will not summon a boss like last time. No, he's gonna fight by himself. Well, kinda. I mean, sure, we'll be fighting Grumpy Kong, but he's gonna build himself one heck of a protection armor. In order to defeat the mad lad, we'll have to punch our way through the different layers of protection. Some of those layers are pretty solid and will require us to use our DK Bananza form. Eventually, once we'll dig enough, Grumpy will be stunned and we'll be able to punch him to oblivion. And there we go. See ya, my dude! In the depth of the Banandium refinery, everybody will point you at this crazy mixer-looking thingy in the middle. Apparently it's going rogue, and if not stopped, everything will go down the drain. After doing a bunch of platforming, riding minecarts, and beating up countless enemies, we'll hop into this minecart here, and bada beam bada boom, the Mad Mixer is a boss to fight. Well, I wasn't expecting that. This very original boss will require us to grab some explosive bombs while riding a minecart, and once we get these, we'll need to throw them at the mixer to completely explode it. This is easier said than done, as some walls protect it. This thing will also shoot lasers our way, meaning we'll have to jump to dodge them all. It's not too complicated, but very fun. In the world full of ice and lava, we will find the next big bad boss, Inflaminite. This giant ball of fire will roll around and try to burn us alive. But thankfully, there's a few piles of snow around, and by throwing the snow on the boss, we'll cool it down and then we'll get to land a couple punches. The thing is, even in this form, Inflaminite is pretty fast on its feet, so we'll have to turn into Zebra DK in order to catch up and land some good old DK punches. Do this a few times and everything will be good. This is a really cool and original boss fight, and I really enjoyed it. The forest layer is actually quite interesting, as it starts off being full of trees, vines, and it's kind of lovely. But as you go down, it's going to feature more and more evil purple poison water. There's gonna be more spiky vines as well. And well, this next boss is the culmination of all of this. Abracadabra! Here's the boss. Okay, that was an attempt at a joke. But no, this is the boss's name. Abracadabra! This piranha plant looking dude is going to create a path of vines that you'll have to follow to get to its weak point. Once you reach the end of the vine path, well, keep punching for an easy W. Even easier is the fact that the forest layer is home to the ostrich Bananza, allowing you to actually just fly to the weak point while dodging pretty much everything in your path. This is an easy boss, but a very fun one. Oh hey, it's time for a rematch against Puppy Kong, and well, this fight is exactly the same as before. Basically, let her move around while being invisible, and when she hits the walls, go punch her. You can now use the Snake Bananza power-up to slow down time and try to catch a glimpse of her while she's invisible, but I found this to be quite useless as she basically always slams her face in the wall on her own anyways. After we're done with that fight, she resigns from the Void Company, so I have a feeling we won't see her as a bad guy again. This rematch against Grumpy Kong uses the new mechanic specific to the Radiance layer this time around. In this layer, we have to use the light to turn unbreakable blocks into, well, breakable ones. That will force us to grab some explosive chunks to break the ceiling and let the light shine on the enemy. Once that is done, we can start punching the body and completely destroying it. It took me a while to figure this out, but once I did, it was pretty easy. Well, here we go. It's yet again a rematch. Remember good old Stumper Clumper? Well, he's here again, but this time his feet turn into lava, which is quite dangerous. You'll need to use the strongest metal of all in order to destroy those feet to land some punches. To be honest, the strategy is pretty much the same, so no worries. Guess what? It's time for yet another rematch. This time it's the Mad Mixer Remix. And well, you'll be riding on a minecart while grabbing some bombs to throw at the boss. It's that simple. In fact, I think this fight might be even easier as they give us plenty of bombs to throw. See you never, Mad Mixer! The feast layer is full of green muck all over the place, and this gross looking thing can only be melted using some salt. Well, guess what? This next boss is completely made of yucky muck. Introducing Muckety Muck, this giant purple ugly blob looking thing. This evil enemy will shield itself with muck and enemies that spit out lava your way. If you want to live, you'll need to grab some salt and then throw it on the yucky guy until he melts down to its core. Once the heart is exposed, all that is left is to punch him to death. There's 3 phases to this fight, so the guy won't go down easily, but by being careful, it's not too difficult. Hey, didn't we fight that goon before? Oh, thank you, Pauline. I knew I wasn't going crazy. Anyways, this rematch against Pika Bruiser is a little bit more chaotic this time around, as there's way more enemies to punch. But to be fair, the strategy remains the same. Punch around like a mad lad until you inflict enough damage to kill the guy. Way too simple, but still pretty fun nonetheless. Alright, next up is a scary flying enemy called the Sinister Blusterwing. Basically, this flying bug-looking thing cannot be fought while it's flying, so the only way to punch it is to get it down. How do we do that? Well, simply put, we gotta grab some sand and throw it at its wings. To be fair, hitting the first wing is quite simple, but after that, Blusterwing will see what your plan is, and it's going to move all over the place, and it's going to throw tornadoes your way to avoid your chunks of sand. Luckily for us, there's an infinite amount of sand to pick up and throw, so eventually we'll get it down and we'll punch it to oblivion. The bad guy will just run away in a deeper sub-layer, but let's chase it. In the deeper level, we'll have a rematch against this dude, but this time it's gonna spit lava instead of sand, which is not as practical. Thankfully, in between those 2 fights, we got the Elephant Bananza, and with this new ability, we can actually use that lava against the enemy, inhale the lava and turn it into chunks of blocks to then proceed to attack it the same way. And voila! Wait a minute, he left again? Oh my god, he's so annoying! After chasing him through a thunderstorm, we'll be ready for the final phase. And once again, we just gotta grab a few blocks using the elephant And there we go. Let's dive down one final time, and there you go. He's a goner. That wasn't simple. As we go down the different layers, we're always chasing the boss of the Void Company, and eventually we'll reach him in the junction. Introducing Void Kong, and the fight against him is actually quite interesting. At first, Void is going to fight you in the hilltop layer, in the very center of the village. This is a bit chaotic, but manageable. Basically, Void Kong will make some blocks appear, and will try to get those to block you while he's throwing his attacks your way. He's gonna make enemies appear, throw drills at your face, and more. Eventually, he's going to retreat in the lagoon layer, and this second phase is a bit more of the same. Void Kong will have more attacks, making poison blocks and red vines appear, but the fight is similar. Avoid all of this and go punch him. For his final phase, he's gonna go back down to the junction, and this is where it gets serious. This new phase is way more difficult, cause the fighting arena is narrower. Avoid all you can and get to him. Eventually, he's gonna fly on top of this giant block and will protect himself using a void shield. If you want to be able to attack him, well, you'll need to break the 3 void generators, and this is easier said than done. Void is pretty aggressive with his attacks, but thankfully, with all of your Bananza forms, you'll be able to punch him for one final blow. Whew, that was a pretty intense fight. It was very enjoyable, actually. As we get real close to the planet's core to get our wish, Void Kong will try to attack us once more. And well, the fight is really similar to the last time we did fight, except the materials he uses change a bit. Oh, and also, we cannot use our Bananza abilities because Pauline cannot sing during this fight. Thankfully, we have these blocks that can create bridges, and well, they're gonna be more than helpful to get to Void Kong and defeat it. Let's punch him while dodging all of the things he throws our way, and we'll be good. Well, here we go. It's time for the final fight. King K. Rool is back! This fight is actually quite fun because you have infinite Bananza powers, and trust me, this is really helpful. King K. Rool has different attacks, and your Bananza transformations are actually quite useful for the fight. He's gonna use different weapons to shoot boulders your way, and sometimes you'll even be able to send them back with a good old punch, but most of the time you'll want to dodge those attacks. Anyways, after a bit of punching, he's gonna be gone, and there we go. We did it. Let's get our wishes now. We get a credit scene, but wait a minute, all of those staff members, they are Kremlins. This is suspicious. Oh no, it's not actually the end for real! This fake out is a neat reference to the classic Donkey Kong Country game on SNES. Anyways, as the Banandium route brings us to the surface, K. Rool will come back to fight, and we'll need to grab some chunks of gold to throw them his way, and eventually we'll get to the top and everything will be good. Wait a minute, this is New Dunk City, and oh no, it's K. Rool! Okay, he's really mad now, and he's gonna take control of the entire city. Okay, this is bad, real bad. Time for the true final fight against King K. Rool, the King of Rot. This new version is much more powerful, with tons of different attacks that can burn your butt. Once again, we'll need to use our Bananza forms if we want to stand a chance. We'll need to dodge all of his boulders and lava attacks, but eventually, after fighting him hard enough, he's gonna be gone, but for real this time. Seriously, this was one heck of a fight. It was super original and actually quite challenging. And this is why it's by far the best fight in this game easily. What a masterpiece this game was. Well, there you go, that was my list. What do you think of it? Was it good? Was it bad? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as for me, I'll go back and play Donkey Kong. I have still a couple bananas to get. Alright, bye bye!